Deep in the shadows, I know it's hard to put one foot in front of the other.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is CeeChronicles and I post fragrance related content on this platform. Now if you're new and you're not yet subscribed, but you like that style of content, please do consider subscribing and joining the family. To those who are returning, thank you so much for the continued support. Please remember to leave feedback in the comment section of the direction in which you'd like to see this channel going, or the fragrances you'd like featured on this channel. Welcome to today's video. Today we have an Wataniah. So I saw this fragrance Nadine online, and it was the nose that actually made me blind by this fragrance. This is the box. The actual bottle looks like this. So I was expecting something aquatic, maybe something summary, just mental shortcut, but the notes were quite confusing me there. I'm going to spritz it on my arm here and then tell you my thoughts while I'm giving you the story. One website listed cacao, another one listed some vanilla and petitgrain, neroli, citruses and stuff. Well, I knew it was a combination of notes that I would like, but the bottle had me confused. So it's one of those fragrances that don't judge the book by the cover. While Wataniah threw us off completely with Nadine. Notes listed for this fragrance are neroli, petitgrain, red fruits, and bergamot at the top. The mid of this fragrance is going to have some milk, some orange blossom, and this is off their website. Raisins, jasmine, some cinnamon, and rose. And the base is going to have that marshmallow, that Madagascar vanilla, caramel, musk, and some cedar. First burst of this fragrance has nothing to do with those notes, which is why it's important, guys, to always remove the first sprays. Okay, but what I do is I spray the first sprays on the curtains or on the clothing just to see how it goes, and then I spray it again as I test it. Now what I got was a sharp, in that first spray, what I got was a sharp, tangy, foresty, piercing black currant. And black currant, guys, is not listed in this fragrance, and it automatically weighed in as a slightly green piercing type of fragrance, almost detergent like in that first spritz. As I was digesting that, a soapy orange blossom came into the mix carrying some citruses, and I was conflicted as to what to think about this fragrance. And there was an underlying powderiness that was going on there, and all this took a long while. And by long while, I'm saying some fragrances develop between 5-10 minutes, and it kind of starts to tell you the direction in which it's going. Nadine does not behave like that, especially on first, second, third, fourth, fifth, 10th spray. It's a fragrance that you need to give a little bit of time, up to 30 minutes, even 45 minutes, and then it starts to make a complete U-turn, something completely unexpected. But within that 30 minutes, you would have gotten wafts of that jasmine that they promised you, and the rose. And the jasmine in this is not really speaking that much, even the rose, but you can detect some sort of floral. And then the spices, which is something along the lines of maybe coriander, cumin, or cinnamon, is also playing around there, confusing you the more. And that spicy kick there takes a long time to warm up, so the spices will also come up as like a little bit of a shock, and then after that 30-45 minute mark, the fragrance in itself starts to round up and develop into something very identifiable, but very offside when it comes to the bottle. I started to get, guys, a beautiful marshmallow, a caramel carrying a vanilla, a gorgeous even whipped cream type of feel or an underlying milky tone in this fragrance, and something that I was in denial of, which was an identifiable, unmistakable love don't be shy DNA. And you see, there was no correlation. This is why I was in denial. I was like, there is no correlation to what I had in the beginning and what this fragrance is doing now, to an extent that I had to respray it again. Trust me, this fragrance confused me. I resprayed it again because I wanted to be 100% sure what I was smelling, but there was that unmistakable love don't be shy DNA, albeit slightly less sweeter, more, I'd say maybe mature. If you find love don't be shy a bit too toothache sweet there, I was getting this beautiful love don't be shy marshmallowy accord carrying a citrusy tone. And then that black currant started to make sense. Not that it's in Love Don't Be Shy, but it's probably borrowed from Oriana, and those fragrances kind of interchange in DNA and borrow from each other or something like that. So that is when the black currant kick started to make sense, that, oh, maybe that is why it was aromatic and stuff like that. But the aromaticness is not that you would get in Oriana in the beginning. It's very, very sharp to an extent that, at some point I thought this was going, like a bathroom detergent-y kind of direction, but it makes a complete U-turn. The orange blossom then weighs in, with that soapiness. The aromatic tone does not leave the fragrance, and Nadine then becomes an obvious twist, or Wataniah's take on Love Don't Be Shy. And it was at that 45-minute, 1 hour, even 1.5 hour mark, that I decided to check with the Love Don't Be Shy notes. And now, this is what happened. With the Love Don't Be Shy notes and with the notes that are here, you're going to find notes in common, such as that neroli, the rose is there, the orange blossom, the coriander, the jasmine is there. It lists sugar, something that I get here, but they didn't list sugar in theirs. There is the vanilla as well as the caramel. So then it did start to make sense, except of course that black currant, which I did eventually see that Oriana does have black currant. So this is a beautiful fragrance. When I started this channel and I was also getting accustomed to clones and stuff, I always used to say I wish clones would do things like this way. And I know it's something that a lot of you guys always oppose when I say sometimes clones push it to an extent that it's really not necessary. I don't have something. Okay, let me just show you this one because it's nearer to me. Clones sometimes push it to this extent, and as a reviewer, I find it less challenging to have a fragrance presented like this, because it's almost like a no-brainer. Of course, Emperor didn't give us this and then made sure it was this. They just gave us the bottles and then played around. Like, this one is not a Love Don't Be Shy, clone. But I'm just saying the element of surprise as a reviewer is what makes this hobby even more interesting. And this is what I completely love about this. This fragrance is gorgeous. It mellows into one of the most beautiful renditions of Love Don't Be Shy there on the market, adding an aromatic weight, adding a little bit of some spices, not so much of the Middle Eastern spices, if you will, but a cinnamon or coriander or cumin that warms up really nicely, not making it about the cumin, not making it about the coriander, but rather making it about that, sugary, sweet, marshmallowy accord, but also making sure that the fragrance remains in check. It doesn't become cloyingly sweet. It doesn't become 100% something that is trying to be what you obviously know. But it is unmistakable, guys, that this borrows off that Love Don't Be Shy as well as Oriana fusion there. The citruses are going to hold up to the end. The musk also wraps this, fragrance up, adding like a powdery accord. And of course, that candy accord coming from either Oriana or, whichever way you want to look at it, or the whipped cream. But they have gone on to list milk in theirs instead of, saying whipped cream. They did list the marshmallow, but when it comes to the creamy part of it, they just listed milk. And on one website, I think it said white chocolate or something like that. That green accord, by the way, mellows down significantly, but is one that is able to make this have that lasting power. So this is going to be a fragrance that's going to project. This is a fragrance that draws you in. So it is their rendition, at least to my knowledge, does represent that fragrance. I'm going to put it at a ratio of 70-80%. And this particular take of theirs, this Nadine, is one fragrance that I would say men could possibly, get away with wearing because of that aromatic tone that you get in this fragrance, and can carry itself even in winter, because remember I did say that it does have that, slightly piercing thing going on in the background. If some of you have tried this fragrance and you're not getting what I'm getting, please give it time. This is an example of why you should you should wait for a fragrance to macerate, and this is an example of why you should test a fragrance, walk away, and then come back even the next day to buy a fragrance. Because if you went in the shop and you sprayed this offset, it will not communicate at all in the first 30 minutes, to that promise of a marshmallow. It will just be a fragrance that's going to be weird. You might actually find yourself scrubbing it off initially, but if you give this fragrance time, do whatever you're doing, come back the following day, you might actually find the following day coming very, very late because you would want your hands on this. So kudos to our Wataniah, a beautiful fragrance here. Nadine, great for all seasons, a unisex to my nose, but of course it will pull feminine because of the stereotype of that love don't be shy DNA, that it has been stereotyped as a feminine fragrance. CeeChronicles is my name. Thank you so much for joining me today. Remember to turn on post notifications on both my channels, this one and CeeChronicles Unscripted. That way you get to be notified anytime I upload a video. Like and share this one, guys. And remember that smelling good is a form of good manners. Cheers.